Elon Musk is now trying to shake down American taxpayers, saying he can no longer afford to run Starlink and that the Pentagon will have to pick up the bill if they want Ukraine to still use Starlink.
So Elon Musk is at it again.
With Elon claiming that he was doing this all out of pocket, but what he failed to mention is that it looks like the US, UK, and Poland were secretly paying for 85% of the satellite Starlink provided and about 30% of the internet bill. And one Pentagon official saying, he dangles hope over the heads of millions, then sticks the DoD with the bill for a system no one asked for but now so many depend on. Plus, one Western intelligence official telling us Musk is an idiot who is retaliating because no one liked his peace plan. Plus some saying the government may use the Defense Production Act on SpaceX, and even arguing that the DOJ should open an investigation into Musk, saying he's a defense contractor who has had private conversations with the leader of an enemy nation and is now trying to extort Ukraine and the Pentagon.
So this TikTok by Philip DeFranco points out how Elon Musk, who originally said that he offered Starlink services for free in Ukraine during the war, has now turned around and said, well, maybe I can't pay for all that. Maybe you're going to have to pay me if you were going to want to keep all of your Starlink stuff. Only for various government officials to point out that they have actually been giving Elon Musk a bunch of money to already pay for this. And obviously a lot of public outrage and backlash, not only about what Elon Musk had to say about the war in Ukraine, but also his pulling out of offering Starlink services sort of seemingly out of nowhere. But the thing that's really amazing about this is that Elon Musk is really the billionaire that reveals how basically all the other billionaires operate anyway. Because the reality is, this is in some sense pretty standard business. Because billionaires, by their very nature, control huge chunks of the economy. That when we have a for-profit system, when we have a capitalist system, by definition, you're going to have wealthy industrialists who have control over huge segments of the economy, and thus huge portions of, like, infrastructure. And they will do things like this to leverage their power. And they will actively undermine democracy. And this is fundamentally how capitalism itself is sort of in conflict with the idea of democracy by its very nature. Because as long as wealthy individuals can have so much sway over, like, critical components of infrastructure, well, then they can sort of undermine the democratic decisions that people have come to. And so regardless as to whether or not you agree with Elon Musk's opinions about the war in Ukraine, Elon Musk actually does have a lot more say over how the war in Ukraine goes than most working class folk. And the reason for that is specifically because the amount of money that he has wrapped up in the system. Now, obviously the other irony to this is the reality that while billionaires are allowed a huge amount of control over huge sectors of the economy, the other reality is that they get that control and they get that wealth through government spending. Because fundamentally, every billionaire that exists depends on a huge amount of direct subsidies, tax breaks, you name it, from the government. And in Elon Musk's case in particular, it's even more extreme because he works directly with the government through federal contracts in order to provide a litany of different services. And so, fundamentally, what this capitalist system is about taking our public dollars and funneling it to wealthy billionaires like Elon Musk so they can put their foot in their mouth on Twitter and have a ridiculous amount of say over other people's lives. And mind you, this is the man who says that he wants to buy Twitter. So I'm sure it would be fantastic to have one of the largest social media platforms in the world operating at the whims of a man who can't seem to make up his mind from one day to the next.